Bonjour there, welcome back to my channel. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different today, and as it's the Easter holidays, I had a little bit more time on me, on my hands, but I'm coming into school because basically I had the first week off and the second week is a little bit more like preparation time. So you actually get my little classroom background. So today's video, I'm dishing the goss. My honest thoughts about being a young teacher. Dun dun dun. Okay, so I have got two positives and two developmental constructive feedbacks for people wanting maybe to become a teacher. So first of all, before I dive into the strengths and the weaknesses of being a young teacher, I just wanted to sort of share how I went into teaching. So I did my A-levels at the school that I currently work for, or work at, and then I went straight to uni. From uni, I went straight into skit. From skit, I went straight into my NQ2 year, which is a newly qualified teacher. So my journey has been like bish, bash, bosh. And I happen to be one of the babies of my year group when I was at school. So my birthday is the 29th of July. Holla if we've got any other Leos out there. So I was the baby of the year anyway. So basically, with where I'm at in my teaching career, I'm like the youngest I could possibly be. So I feel like I'm very good at being able to share my experience of being a young teacher, and I hope this is going to be helpful for those people maybe finishing uni or in their second year of uni thinking, do I want to be a teacher? Do I want to have some time out before maybe I go into teaching? And hopefully you find this video very, very helpful. So the first thing that's good about the job is the advantage of teaching GCSE and A-level. And that might sound stupid, however, because it wasn't that long ago that when I was doing my A-levels, actually teaching the content is not too tricky. It's already in my brain. It's sort of what I touched on anyway at uni, so it means that I'm rather knowledgeable in that area. And also when it comes to the GCSE content, because again, it wasn't a super long time ago, 7 years, when I sat, that's so weird, 7 years when I sat my GCSEs, I sort of know as a teacher how much information I would realistically be able to retain within an hour's lesson. So I just don't push them. I don't push them at all. No, I'm joking, I do. I'm a pusher. It's like Mean Girls. I push people. I don't, but I do. So that is the first strength, this idea that it wasn't too long ago that I was in the education system. So in terms of teaching A-level and GCSE, it's in my brain already. I know it, I feel comfortable and confident with it too. First weakness, obviously being a philosophy and ethics teacher, RE teacher, there are for and against all the evaluations all the time. So there is a bit of an evaluation of being a young teacher, something that's maybe not so great. And that is having to face up to imposter syndrome. So if you don't know what imposter syndrome is, it's basically the idea of sometimes you just sit yourself down on your bed at night, you rock yourself and you cry. No, not really. But you basically are thinking, who am I to be sending these kids off to uni? Especially it's my first year and I'm doing a year 12 lesson, and yeah, should I be teaching them? I mean, I'm glad my head of department trusts me, but you just naturally get that, don't you? I think as a teacher at any age, imposter syndrome and just in any job in general is something that you can't really escape sometimes. Depending on your personality, more people are susceptible to it than others, but it doesn't happen all the time. But as a young teacher especially, I think there can be that intimidation factor of thinking, should I be the one to teach them? But that doesn't happen a lot because I'm fabulous, so no, I'm joking. So the second strength is that because I'm young, the kids trust me. And I'm not saying that all the older adults in the world that are maybe greying a little bit, they don't trust you, because I'm sure they do. But they trust you with more like relatable things. So when it comes to asking for uni advice, or asking maybe for like exam revision, or just having a chat, because obviously you build relationships up with the kids, they just trust your advice because you're young, you're hip and happening. I will never be hip and happening, but I'm glad they think it. So yeah, especially when it comes to, again, referring to like my year 12 class, a lot of them are thinking about going to uni, and they've been asking me, okay, well, what did you do? Obviously it wasn't too long ago that you were doing these lessons. What do you, lessons, lectures. And I tell them it was the hardest years of my life. I mean, 8-hour contact time, it was nothing. It was really nothing. But there's a lot of reading with a religion degree, obviously. So in terms of trust, you have their trust because you're young. They can come to you with certain things that maybe they don't feel more comfortable coming to other teachers about. So that's good. Okay, my honest opinion, and this will be something that a lot of people want to know, being a young teacher and kids' behaviour. Because I feel like, and obviously primary school teachers out there, you can poo-poo on what I'm about to say, but I feel like when you are teaching year 7 to year 13, like numerically, their age is a lot closer to your age in comparison to primary school, where I feel like sometimes they think a 14-year-old's like an OAP. Not really, but so in terms of their behaviour, and again, I don't know if this is just sometimes self-limiting beliefs that you can have, the behaviour appears to be trickier. So this might not be down to age. It could be based on the fact that I am just a newer teacher to the school, and it's a lot easier to get kids' respect and for them to behave well for you when you are an established teacher. You've been at the school for years, they've seen your face around, they're like, oh, it's that teacher, don't know her name, but oh, she's right scary. Something like that maybe. Whereas when you're a younger teacher, because you look more youthful, they're like, oh, are you a new teacher? And then you feel like they might take advantage of you, so that in your head you're like, what do I say? Do I say I'm a new teacher? Do I say no, I've been teaching for 20 years? So again, that might just be my own brain thinking about things too much. But on the whole, when I was doing my teacher training year, my mentor was really impressed with me, which was really nice, even after my first placement, thinking you've got the behaviour sorted. And I do have quite strong behaviour management, so for me personally it's not a massive issue. Obviously there are going to be certain year groups or just certain lessons in general where you're like, why did that just happen? Like, what is going on? But on the whole, it's not too much of an issue for me. So you might think that behaviour is terrible. It can be harder, but that just depends on your behaviour style, not necessarily how old you are. Because there will be teachers out there that have been teaching for 30 years, and just with how they are, they just can't get a rein on the kids, whereas there might be someone else who has been teaching for 10 months and it just has got it, and it's the whole relationship with the kids, which is what you'll learn when you do your initial teacher training year. This is the end of my chilled out, more cool, calm and collected, honest thoughts video. I hope it's been insightful. I hope that it's sort of like dispelled any worries that you might have had about maybe going into teaching straight from uni, because honestly, I don't really have any issues. Like, I love my job, I love the kids, I love what I do, and I'm young, and that just means that the earlier you start at the job, the more experience you get, and then your progression is unlimited, because you don't have a old back hurting you. I mean, I do have a bad back, but that's not down to my age. So if you have learned something new or you've enjoyed the video, please give it a little cheeky like. That lets me know which sort of content is good for you to see and what's helpful. Give a little comment if you've got any more questions about what it's like to be a young teacher. And then also, if you subscribe to my channel, if you want to hear any more tips and tricks about how to be a teacher trainee in this modern world, and I am creating content to help you guys out. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you've enjoyed seeing a little sneak peek of my my form time board, and stay fabulous.